Resistance is very related to memory, memories of good and bad, and is not personal. It is something that gets woven in the mind of black and white. Resistance is when we are not okay with now, no matter what situation is. And we feel it in our guts. We feel a knot in our head. Even physically and mentally, we can tell that we are tightening up. Resistance is only for ego, for survival, and is nonsense. And is a training that needs to take place. One of the things I ask everyone to do when you don't want to dance, dance. When you don't want to sing, sing. When you want to frown, put a smile on your face. When you want to talk nonsense, keep quiet. It's almost breaking that unconscious habits of the mind and obedience to the mind by the thinker or the ego. It's the process of using the wisdom, being alert to see that there is a resistance, and releasing yourself in relaxation, being conscious of what is happening inside of you and being okay with it. These are all maturity that comes with all the practices we have. Resistance. This is such an important topic that points to our pain and suffering. Anything that has an opposite, lack of it, will create resistance. In the heart of preference is resistance. Resistance lives by desiring. If I have a desire, I will resist everything else until I get to that. Anything that hinders that. The most important thing about contemplating on resistance is to see how ridiculous it is. It is the very thing that gives us suffering. And when we're resisting, no one comes to us and says, "This is what makes you suffer." It's not what you're resisting. It's the feeling of resistance that's making you suffer. If it was I would resist to wear this. But if it was just very ordinary, say, I'd rather wear this instead of that, it would be okay. But when there is a resistance, there is an energy of pulling and pushing. You can almost see it physically in your body. There is a knot. There is a heaviness. I call it limiting your unbounded self. Every single time, if it's not a good feeling or sensation of freedom, we're limiting the unlimited self. And this is exactly why we don't feel good. But the sadness, the tragedy about it is that the whole world emphasized to make you more and more this way. A child, my heart bleeds for children that are taught to resist. There is no freedom in this. And then we grow up miserable. So, resistance, preference, desire, avoidances are what brings this knot into the physical feeling. Do you not see that the resistance is from the memories? It's a collection of good and bad in the memories. 10 years ago, I had an apple and I got a stomachache. So every time I see an apple, I resist it. It's the memories. By releasing ourselves from involvement with our thoughts, feeling, and emotion, daily, we have released the memory. Let's take a couple of minutes with the closed eyes. Bring to your mind the word resistance and take it to the silence. With the word resistance, how you feel and who feels it and where it is coming from and who is experiencing it. Now let's have a reverse meditation, which means disturbing meditation. Let's close our eyes and think of something that we really resist, whether it's death, illness, losing a loved one, whatever it is. See what happens from your head to your toe. really resist it, because we don't want it. We don't want to have it at all. Now, when you really made yourself uncomfortable by resisting and fearing, now realize this thought comes from emptiness, and just relax and let everything be as is. That frightening thought that made you so uncomfortable, recognize it, see it as a thought, release it, be quiet. Again, if you have a trace of resistance, go back up to the illusion, see the illusion, release it, relax in silence. Now you can open your eyes.